awesome because I stopped to press record on the camera. What's better, a handcrafted custom fly rod or a $20 China special? We are out here up to something right now. Got Brad with me. How do you pronounce your last name? Studeville?
Studeville.
Studeville, that's what I thought.
The first person that has ever pronounced it right off the bat. First person.
I met Brad a couple years ago, or 3 years ago now. I sold him a kayak, and we've kept in touch ever since. He's been asking me to link up for a while now. I just been so busy, I haven't been able to make it down to the fly shop.
Finally got it to work.
But yeah, he offered to build me a custom rod to test out, and that's what made it happen. No, that's not what made it happen. It's just he was willing to drive here essentially around a day that would work for my schedule. So we're gonna get after it, see what we can get into, and put some rods to the test. So you're not only a barber, fly fisherman, you also build rods.
Correct.
How long have you been building fly rods?
I've got probably hundreds of rods that I've built over the years.
I'm gonna be setting up this 5-weight that he built and see if I can put it through its paces. And he had no idea I was going to compare this to this $20 fly rod I bought on Temu, and I'm gonna see what's better, a handcrafted custom fly rod or a $20 China special from Temu.
I'm not gonna lie, I hope mine wins.
I'm sure it will, but we'll see. We'll put it through the paces and find out. Or maybe one of them is gonna explode on a tarpon today.
You never know. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so that's like the
flip up hook keeper.
I've seen those flip up hook keepers on like bait casters and stuff. Never on a fly rod.
I mean, I can't hate on it too bad. It's just basic, cheap chrome plated snake guides. They built it as cheap as they could, but
I feel like, at least my impression,
it's not horrible.
The real seat seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. And the cork grip actually seems pretty good. I'm comparing this to my $48 Bass Pro Shop rod, and I feel like this might have better components. The guides are definitely cheap.
Yeah.
You can tell the guides are definitely very cheap, but it feels good in the hand.
What line is this?
That is a very aggressive 5.6 Tropic Compact shooting line from Cortland.
Okay.
So it is a little bit much for that rod. That rod is a little bit slower than I'd like,
yeah,
but
it is.
it recovered well, and I was able to dump out all the fly line in a cast.
Not bad.
But we'll see. We'll see when we actually fish it. We're gonna compare it to the ultra custom built Studeville setup here. I forgot, not only did he buy a kayak off me, he bought a couple. Did you buy both of those off me, or
not this one?
Not that
I
one.
Forgot I left the other one at the
So
house.
he did buy a couple fly reels off me, and one of them is this one right here. That was actually my very first Nautilus I ever bought. Bought that one at the fly shop in Miami. It's got my artwork on it. I almost fumbled the bag. Couldn't find the fly. It's the only fly I have, because that's the kind of guy I am. I always only have one fly, and couldn't find it. Walked around the truck and I found it on the ground. It must have fallen out of my hand, out of my lap or something, or oh no, I had to put it on the door handle inside the car, so it must have fallen out at some point. So gonna tie this on and see if we could get one of these tarpon to hand.
And if you lose it, I got plenty.
Yeah. So actually, years ago, you had sent me a bunch of flies too.
That's right.
He sent me a bunch of flies.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. See, they didn't mold down here either.
This would be a cool canal.
I'm dropping the John boat in here.
Kayak.
I don't know about kayaking. With the size of the gators in here,
Gators don't really bother me that much anymore.
I've had them bite through my ginu. Bite a hole in the side of my ginu.
What?
Yeah, in the glades. So they bother me.
I've never been that lucky.
There goes a tarpon, little guy. Baby tarpon, but a tarpon. Am I rolling it?
Whoop.
Yeah, I got him. That's the same little guy I was talking about. I saw him roll. I'd like to see how much heat I could put on this rod.
Just about to ask, how does it feel?
It feels like a fiberglass rod, dude. I'm telling you, they say it's carbon fiber, is what the ad said.
Yeah.
This feels like a fiberglass rod. I mean, it might be carbon fiber, but it might be constructed like a fiberglass rod or something. You know what I mean? Very slow and whippy, but it's got more backbone and power than a fiberglass rod.
Yeah.
Ah, he came off.
Popped off.
He didn't pop off. He just spit.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because I saw him roll.
Yeah.
There goes another tarpon roll down there. All right, so that's one on the Temu rod. I mean, it worked. It got the job done. I tried to muscle him in at the end there, and he came off.
And unbuttoned.
Again, I think this is a very good beginner rod. Somebody that's learning, so they could feel how to cast. But it's getting out there. Got a fish to bite.
It's working.
It just, again, feels like a fiberglass rod, which is not a bad thing necessarily. Right. I mean, I love fiberglass rods. They're very fun to fish. My issue I've always had with fiberglass rods is in this scenario, it's difficult to cast because they don't load up fast enough or strong enough. This one is loading up with more power than my Blue Halo glass rod does.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the answer to get the fun feel, but with a little more juice. All right, so just got the first fish on the Temu rod. It felt good. I tried to purposely put some heat on him to see what it felt like, and I think it's got the power to get the job done. He ended up pulling the hook at the end, but that's tarpon. So now he's off to the custom rod. Let's see how this one fares. Down now, coming back down now with the custom Studeville 5-weight. Cool, you're gonna grab my tarpon now. I was gonna say, there should be a path right through there where you're going down now. There was also a spot, oh, I just got boiled. Dang it. Oh, I just lost him again. I mean, I wasn't recording. I lost him because I stopped to press record on the camera. And I let go of the fly line. I thought I had a good enough hook set in him that I could just hold the line down with my right hand. Dang it. Oh, I felt a tarpon on here for at least a few seconds. Let's see, if you had Cortland fluorocarbon on there, you sure as heck won't lose the fly. I don't know if you've tried their line.
I have not.
It's incredible. Their fluorocarbon, oh, I just got blown up. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, come on. That's a bigger one too. He ate it twice and I freaking pulled it on him. That was significantly larger tarpon. I have a bad hook set. I got a bad hook set on him. He came and ate it straight at me, so I might lose this guy. I knew it. Got a bad hook set on him. 3 fish in this one spot. Let me tell you, I thought this rod would feel less ballsy. This rod feels like it's got the same amount of power as that $20 rod, really? Which doesn't feel bad, you know what I mean? Yeah. I did not feel overpowered by that fish, right? And again, it wasn't a big one. Right. That 15-pounder might, but I feel like this rod for those size tarpon will be incredibly fun. Oh, I just got swiped again by another tarpon. Come, get it, get it, get it. Did you see him?
No, I missed it.
I had another tarpon come out of the trees. They're hanging out underneath that grass. He came out and swiped it. I had the chrome flash. The problem is all these fish have 8 coming straight at me. Right. So getting a good hook set is difficult. For those of you watching, that is a blood knot. This is a fly tying or hook tying hack right there. I just hook it onto that to cinch it down.
I think I've seen you do that before, and I always think, yeah, that's a good idea, and then I never do it.
I either do it on that, or if I have my line cutter, it has a little hole on it that you
I just use this
hook it on there. Oh, there's a big old gator there too. So I don't know if there's gonna be tarpon here right now. So this is shallow here. and it drops off into the canal there deeper.
Yeah.
And those tarpon are hanging out
Along
that whole edge, right where the gator is where the tarpon have been hanging out. Should have wore those boots that they sent me. We'll see how doable this is.
Yeah.
First time fishing the Temu rod. I saw tarpon roll. Yeah. Not gonna lie, this rod's got some power.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna last, if it'll explode fighting a fish. But in terms of like getting the fly out there,
It does well.
yeah. Again, I cast it in my front lawn. I don't know.
Yeah.
Real world fishing conditions, how it's
Right.
gonna do.
Might be about to find out.
There's some big fish on the surface over there. It's either gar or snook. Come on, grass. See, it shoots.
Not bad.
It doesn't feel like a quality rod while you're casting it. It feels
Yeah.
clunky, but you feel everything. So honestly, it might be good for like a beginner.
Right.
Okay, so I just try to carry a lot of line with all this grass around me, and it didn't do well.
Is that a 9-footer?
Yeah, again, I typically don't go for a 9-footer, but it was $20.
Yeah.
You know,
It's one of those things.
again, the rod is pretty slow, but it has enough oomph to get the fly out there.
In this grass, I am going to go change my fly.
I've only seen that one tarpon. Lately, there's been a bunch of tarpon here, but that gator could be scaring them out. It's got some giddy up. It's just such a weird feeling. It feels like it's overpowered, but then it just goes. It almost feels like I'm fishing a fiberglass rod, but with significantly more power to the cast. I did see another roller out there. Again, it doesn't look pretty, but it's getting out there.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel pretty either. Oh,
Ooh.
tarpon.
Ooh.
Oh. Telling you, they're out there.
They're right over there.
They're sitting in that corner. Probably because the gator was right here, they decided
Yeah.
to stay a little further out. Because they're usually all along this whole drop.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tangled up around this tree. That's gonna be interesting. Oh, got it. So this wasn't any kind of scientific test. This was purely fun. I got to get out there and throw 2 new fly rods, put them to the test against some tarpon. I put 2 fish in the air on the $20 rod, and I put 5 fish in the air on the $500 rod. I wish him well in his journey into building fly rods. I'm gonna put this one to work and check back in. Now that I know how this rod performs, I'm gonna get back out there in different scenarios and really put it to the test in areas where I think it's gonna shine. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep this thing going.